Ani, bonsoir, good evening, and welcome to Council's regular council meeting for June the 5th. But tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different before we go into the agenda. And that is we are celebrating a milestone of significance here. And that is we are going to be honoring our fire chief, Rak Bigara, and as he will be receiving his medal for 20 years of dedicated service to our community. This recognition highlights not only Rak's long-term commitment, but also his outstanding leadership and contributions to our volunteer fire department. Throughout his career, Rak has shown unwavering dedication to ensuring the safety and the well-being of our residents, played an important role in modernizing our equipment and protocols, and mentoring our younger firefighters. I would like to point out his pivotal role during the 2 flood emergencies. As chair of our emergency response group, Rak has been instrumental in not making everybody panic, but more importantly, keeping this mayor over here calm, which sometimes can be quite a challenge. So his hand gestures, which I totally give credit to Rak, is when he goes like this to me, that means calm down. She said, everything's going to be fine. And he started that in 2019. And the way I got back to him is I made him talk to the media in front of cameras and stuff like that. So Rak, I think on that one, we're pretty even. Under his guidance, our fire department has reached new levels of efficiency and readiness, enhancing our ability to respond swiftly and effectively to various crises. This medal not only symbolizes Rak's personal achievements, but also underscores our municipality's broader commitment to public safety and community resilience. As chief of French Rivers Fire Department, Rak plays an important role that is distinct from his counterparts in larger urban centers. Unlike those in larger urban centers with full-time firefighters, our community relies on citizens stepping up to services, offers up their services as volunteer firefighter. Rak has been instrumental in recruiting, training, and retaining these dedicated volunteers, ensuring that they're well prepared to handle emergencies. Through his efforts, Rak has built a resilient and responsive team, adept at managing the unique challenges faced by a rural volunteer fire department. I want to make it clear that our community and this council shares each volunteer firefighter. We know it's a difficult and dangerous job, and we are so grateful to have them servicing our municipality. In presenting this medal to Rak, I want to express our deep respect and gratitude for his tireless work on behalf of council and our municipality. As he continues in his role, Chief Bigara remains a pillar of strength and an inspiration figure in French River, embodying the spirit of dedication and service that we treasure in our community. Congratulations, Rak, on achieving 20 years of service. We extend our deepest appreciation for your commitment to our municipality. And cheers to another 20 years. And so I would like, I'll present Rak his medal and certificate, but I'd also like to have a picture of council with me presenting, if you don't mind standing up and coming to the front. Thank you. Squeeze. Squeeze. And congratulations very much. And now Dad. Thank you. Dad and son.
You want to go in the.
And then mom and son, hopefully son will follow in footsteps.
Volunteering in a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. As he chases the child. Oh, take me out of here.
Didn't want to.
Yeah, maybe. So thank you, council. With that, as we normally do on the first meeting of the month, the deputy mayor chairs it. So I am turning over the meeting to deputy mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Peugeot. Again, congratulations to Rob, to our fire chief. I'll start off with reading the Indigenous acknowledgement. We are here today in the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe peoples in the Robinson-Huron Treaty area and wish to recognize the neighboring community of Doki's First Nation. While we meet today, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. From coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nation people that call this land home. And with that, we will continue on with the adoption of the agenda. I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Dave and Counselor Dean.
Be resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented.
All those in favor? Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. There are no delegations tonight, so we'll continue on to 6 reports into items for consideration. 6.1.1. We have a resolution to appoint a council of member to the Sudbury Police Service Board. So we'll start. Go ahead, Mayor Peugeot.
Okay, I just want to give some context to what this is. So currently, we have what's called CPAC, which is the 4 mayors of the 4 municipalities that attend and deal with police board issues. Over the last few years, the government is changing our status from CPAC to a Sudbury East Police Board, which is has more responsibility and will offer better structure for us, but also we will have access to funding for training and stuff like that. So it's a really good thing. So at our last SEMA meeting, the mayors discussed it, and we're looking at just making the transition to finish this term with the mayors. We have to post for 2 members of the public, and the government will appoint a member representing the government, and we don't have any say to do that. In order to be on the board, and before we can start, so we're still meeting unofficially through CPAC. There are courses that we have to graduate and take. The last time was 3 modules for people to pass. The government is changing the criteria as we speak. We're still not sure how it's going to work. So for tonight, the resolution is just to move the CPAC, so my membership from CPAC to the board until my term is up, and then after the next elections, then it's open season, because then CPAC will cease to exist. Okay, do you have questions?
Okay. A mover, Counselor Bob, and I need a seconder, Counselor Dean.
Be it resolved that council appoints Mayor Giselle Pajot to the Sudbury Nipissing West Police Service Board for the remainder of the 2022-2026 term of council.
All those in favor? Okay, so we'll continue on with 6.1.2, the 2024 AMO Conference Delegation Meeting Requests. There is a joint delegation and I believe, who will speak to this?
I can speak.
Mayor Pajot will speak on behalf of this.
So the municipality of St. Charles, along with the other three municipalities, French River, Killarney and Marksdale Warren, are looking to meet with and I keep forgetting the minister, Municipal Affairs and Housing, in order for us to be able to have our CBO and our department do the inspections on the septic tanks and septic systems. Right now, we have to count on Sudbury Public Health, and the inspectors come from Sudbury, and it's sometimes probably don't ask as many questions as probably our own people will do. And it's a good, I would call it marriage, because through building permits and in the various inspections that they have to do, it only makes sense that the municipalities take over the inspection of the sewer, not the sewer system, but the septic systems. So we're in a, I thought that's a great idea, meet with the minister. It probably has more oomph if there are four municipalities asking to work together. The government likes it when municipalities work together. We have the structure in place to do it. And we have extremely competent staff that would be able to do it. So, and with things that go with government, I'm not sure how successful we will be, but if we don't ask, we certainly will not get. So that's what that's about.
So just if I may, Mayor Pajot, maybe once all four municipalities pass the resolution at a SEMA meeting, or that we can forward that to FINAM, because I do know that other municipalities in Northern Ontario are inquiring about the same thing. And so it would pull strength, and maybe that's something FINAM can also address while at AMO.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Oh, I believe we have a resolution. Oh, Dean would like to speak. Put your mic on.
I think that, I imagine that there's a presentation being prepared to meet with the minister. But if I might, I'd just like to make one comment about it. In my view, I think it's very important that the local municipalities not only have the authority to handle new or redone septic systems, but I think we should be able to do routine inspections. In other words, as a municipality, we should be able to, wherever our bylaw people or our staff think it should be done, or they get a complaint or no complaints, but they think something's amiss, that they can go in and do routine inspections, because that's the one thing we never get from the health unit. And it should be emphasized that we don't get that. So, thank you.
Mark?
If I may just, we feel very strongly that we've demonstrated a shared services commitment through the building and bylaw services. And for 6 years now, so we have the structure in place. And more specifically, we'll be requesting the minister to amend Ontario Regulation 332.12 under the building code to allow the Sudbury East municipalities under the Shared Services Department to enforce Part 8 of the building code, which is septic. So that's the re-inspections, inspections. Okay. But your comments are very valued anyways, Councillor Dean.
So I believe we need no, we don't need a mover and seconder for that. So we are all good. Anybody else have any questions or comments about that? Yes, Mayor
Wanna be
Pajot.
Clear that St. Charles is taking the lead on it. So they're preparing all the paperwork that needs to go. And we'll let them know, of course, that there's support from here and that we all agree.
And they are in consultations.
Yeah. And they continue to consult with the rest of us.
Perfect. Counselor Dave?
Mhm. And if we do to get the delegation, are we attending the delegation?
Yes.
So part of the applications of my discussions is it will include all 4 municipalities as members attending the delegation, just as we done with the health unit, the Minister of Health we did and the
OPP.
Minister Solicitor
We
General
do
as
with
well.
the OPP.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you. So 6.2 finances, there. Oh, 6.1.3, we need a resolution to cancel the regular council meeting of August 21st, 2024, because the council members will be at AMO. So mover Counselor Dave and Counselor Roger.
Be it resolved that council agrees to cancel the regular council meeting scheduled on August 21st, 2024. And then the next scheduled meeting will be held on September 4th.
All those in favor? Okay, pass. 6.2 finances are nil. 6.3 Public Works and Environment Services. 6.3.1 we have a resolution to appoint or replace a council member to the Public Works Advisory Committee. And I believe Mayor Pejot will speak to this.
So had a chat with Counselor Bob, and Counselor Bob's plate is extremely full right now and will likely get fuller in the next few weeks. So he has asked me to bring to council so that he can be replaced, and spoke to Counselor Willie, who's prepared to sit for the next couple of years unless there's somebody else that's well, you're already on it. Yeah, well, you're the chair. So. Yeah, you're funny. So there's, I believe, a resolution ready for that one. Eh?
Okay, I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Dave and Counselor Roger.
So be it resolved that council appoints the following member of council to the Public Works Advisory Committee, Counselor Willie Schneider, to replace Bob Table.
All those in favor? 6.3.2 a resolution to award the contract for the landfill office expansion. And I believe Jason will speak to this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The landfill building was constructed in 2013. It was initially designed to accommodate 2 environmental employees. However, since the operations at the landfill have expanded significantly, along with the number of personnel, currently the building has 7 employees from environmental services and bylaw department. To ensure the appropriate working environment, the landfill building now requires an additional office spaces, washroom facilities. The request for tender, the landfill office expansion, was issued by Perry Perry Architects, Inc. on behalf of the municipality on May 7th, 2024. The deadline was May 28th, 2024. There was 4 bids, which you have in front of you. The landfill office expansion has been approved within the budget of $285,000 in the 2024 capital budget. Based on the lowest bid received, the architect's professional fees and charges totaling $32,422.73 include a $4,463.46 project contingency and the cost of the office furnishing and equipment amounting to $25,000. The revised project budget is $344,422.73 plus applicable taxes. The budget differential of $59,422.73 is due to the use of an architect to ensure the project standards and current codes, as well as the finishings of the 4 new office spaces with officers, lockers, desks, shelving, and upgraded printer. The budget variance will be covered by the capital reserves for buildings, which is a total of $36,594. taking into consideration capital budget variance of the tenders received during the 2024. The small deficit in the reserves will be recovered through amortization in the next couple of years. It is recommended that council awards the tender of the landfill expansion to Barnes Building and Construction, Inc. for the amount of $287 plus applicable taxes. Is there any questions?
Counselor Bob? You have questions?
Yes, thank you, through you, Madam Chair. Just is this, will this company be ready to start this project this fiscal year? Have you had any discussions or that's the future?
Through you, Madam Chair, in the tender documents, and the job has a deadline of this year. So yes.
Thank you.
All right, I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Dave and Counselor Will.
Be resolved that council awards the contract for the landfill office expansion to Barn Building and Construction, Inc. for an amount of $287,000 plus applicable taxes.
All those in favor? Okay, we have a resolution to award the contract for the rehabilitation of Delamere Road, and I believe Martin speak to this.
Good evening, everyone. This year, the Public Works Department put out a tender for road rehabilitation, specifically just for Delamere Road. We had 3 bids, B. Thomas Bulldozing, Egg Flow Haulage, and Pioneer Construction. B. Thomas Bulldozing came in at the lowest cost for $370,000, give or take. The budgeted amount for Delamere Road was roughly around $300,000. So they did come in about $70,000 over, but through working things out, the job is never usually that much because they charge on what they do for work. So we ask them for a bill, they give us that much. And through the workings and everything, it'll probably be cheaper than that. But the Public Works Department would like to recommend B. Thomas Bulldozing for that amount to continue with this operation. Are there any questions?
Counselor Dave?
So are you saying you want to do the work up to 300,000? Because that's what's in the budget, or the price that he gave here?
I would like to do the job at the price that is bid.
Okay,
I just know through experience that the price will probably not be that. It'll probably come down, but it is up to council to make that decision.
thank you.
All right,
And through you,
Go
Madam
ahead, Mark.
Chair, I just want to remind council that your overall roads budget for capital this year is $610,000. So this is the first tender that comes in, and so you're still below your budgeted amount, although over the projected amount for this particular project. So at the end, we'll see how the other projects come in as well.
okay, thank you. So I believe I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Dean and Counselor Roger.
Be it resolved that council awards the contract for the rehabilitation of Delamere Road to B. Thomas Bulldozing, Inc. for the total amount of $369,688 plus applicable taxes.
All those in favor? Okay, we're gonna continue on to 6.4, recreation and community services, 6.4.1. We have a resolution to award the contract for the supply and installation of fire hall furnaces, fire hall / libraries. We're gonna let Jason speak to this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The furnace is located in both fire halls located in Albin and Noelville, as well as the libraries and located in Albin and Noelville. Are due for replacement. The tender went out the beginning of, well, mid-May to the end of May. There was one bid from Right Air Systems for $56,736.54. The replacements of the fire hall furnaces were approved within our capital budget of $75,000. So great savings there. It is recommended that we go ahead and award to Right Air. Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, seeing none. I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Bob and Counselor Willie.
Be it resolved that council awards the contract for the supply and installation of fire hall library furnaces to Right Air Systems Limited for the amount of $56,736.54 plus applicable taxes.
Okay, all those in favor? So maybe just to add, I did have a comment to Mark and Mark answered for me. I had asked why the price was so high of the furnaces. And then Mark gave me the explanation that there's 4 furnaces going in. At 5?
Through your Madam Chair, there's 5, sorry.
5 furnaces and then and the reason being because of the fire department and keeping the system separate.
Yes, somewhat to that as well as reducing our green thumb and moving from oil to propane, which is more efficient, as well as the furnaces are very old.
Okay, thank you. So, Counselor Dean.
Just curious, do we go out to tender for for the propane?
It was tendered for propane.
It's already, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll continue on with 6.4.2. We have a chair's report, the Recreation and Community Advisory Committee, and that would be myself. And Jace, we met last week. We had our meeting and our discussions were about Canada Day. So this year, Canada Day will be held on July 1st at the Alvin Community Center from 3 to 8 o'clock. We do have Linda Gagnon working on the music, so the poster should be out in the next few weeks. The committee agreed on what kind of gifts we would give to the people. So we have stuff for the adults and for the children. It's also our 25th anniversary of the municipalities, all the communities becoming one municipality. So there will be opening ceremonies, and we would like to ask Mayor Pajot to work on a little speech as we are inviting all past councillors and mayors to participate at the event during the day. Also, there will be there's a vendors market. We have about 10 people already signed up, so it's going really well. We have Justin Seguin from the fire department that will have again this year the dunk tank. So that did very well last year, and the funds from that were donated to the food bank. So all for a great cause, and I believe this year we'll do again the same. And there will be a barbecue and kids activities and fireworks afterwards. So it's pretty much all planned. If it rains, we will move the activities inside the Alvin Community Center. And we're gonna hope it's gonna be a nice, beautiful day. And we'll make it work with the space we have. We may not have the bouncy castles, but we've discussed other games and stuff that we could have indoors with kids, whether it be coloring and that kind of stuff through with the library. So that is what we discussed about that. And then our flower baskets and all the flowers in the community have been planted. I believe there may be a few left to do in the Albion area. The French River, I have to thank the volunteers and the French River Horticultural group for helping with weeding and everything. And Jason and his staff at the municipality got our trees in and built us a box around the plow, which was great. It looks beautiful. So that was good, and put in sonotubes for flagpoles to come. And we should be out there in the next week to put in some hostas in that area. So yeah, that's
Flowers
looking
there.
really good.
There's flowers in it.
They're already there. Oh, okay, well, I missed it. Well, my volunteers have been, they've been going at it and they've done a great job. So, thank you to everybody who's worked hard at, making our towns look beautiful. It's very much appreciated. And that is about all. We had a round table. We discussed just potential stuff in the fall and that to come. And that was basically it. Anybody have any questions for me? No. Okay, seeing none, we'll continue on with 6.5 Emergency and Protection Services, nil. 6.6 Building and Planning and Development. We have 6.6.1, the Chair's Report, Economic Development Advisory Committee, and I believe that is Counselor Willie.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We met, would be, oh, my brain is foggy here. I think it was the week before last we met. We touched on a couple issues. There was, we were trying to get a e-charging station installed or considered in the municipality. Aviva had a campaign in place that for qualifying municipalities, they would fund the project. We fell a little short on that, but they gave some great feedback and we're going to reapply again for next year. So the official notes on that was the staff received notice on April 3rd that our application to Aviva for the Earth Day 2024 intake was successful. We are encouraged to resubmit again for the year 2025. So I think with the knowledge that we gained from this last submission, I think that there would be a good chance. We're looking at installing more in a common area. So it would be either here at the arena or it would be the Elvin Community Center for that. So moving on, we spoke about senior housing and it was planning for June 3rd. Groundbreaking ceremony is underway. Call for committee members for the non-for-profit board has been posted. Staff and council are reviewing applications for appointment. There was also an update by staff with respects to the OPP. Committee was informed that the proposal has been submitted by staff. Further information to come. There was also an update with respects to the Ramaco development that is out on Highway 64 by the railway tracks. And staff met with the developers for a pre-consultation to review the site plan control necessary for moving forward with phase 1. This includes building of 2 6,000 square foot warehouses. Negotiation with the MTO regarding a gas station development are ongoing. So that wraps that up. There was also a work session. So staff did a fantastic job with respects to gathering some grant opportunities for economic development in the area. There was a whole host of lists. It was very, very hard to narrow down. We had some very, very good conversations and we have to revisit because we didn't get a chance to really dig into the entire list. So we kind of picked the ones that really shone there and then we worked with that, but we needed some time to go through the list, revisit, and we'll be meeting again shortly to ensure that we're going to go through the whole list. So staff presented information on the Rural Economic Development Grant Committee. On the grant committee members deliberated on the visioning plan properties and the master plan action items to align with grant funding. The committee brainstormed various committee projects. These projects will be included in the survey for members to vote on. The survey aims to identify the top 3 priority projects for recommendations to the council. Once council approves, staff will work with the committee to submit grant applications for work on the identified projects. And with that being said, are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Willie. We'll continue on to correspondence 7.1. We have a resolution to declare the family ball tournament being held August 9th, 10th, and 11th, 2024 as a community event of municipal significance. So I would need a mover and a seconder, Counselor Bob and Counselor Dave.
Be resolved that council declares a family ball tournament being held August 9th, 10th, 11th, 2024 as a community event of municipal significance.
All those in favor? Okay. 7.2, we have a resolution to declare the Helping Hands fundraiser event being held August 24th, 2024 as a community event of municipal significance. All those in favor? Mover and a seconder, Counselor Will and Counselor Roger.
The resolution is exactly the same thing, so we're
So
good.
all those in favor?
Thank you.
7.3, we have a request for accessibility of recreational parks. We have a resolution prepared. So I believe we'll let Melanie, I need a mover and a seconder. So Counselor Dave and Counselor Roger. And would you, yeah,
So I'll read the motion and if there's any. So be it resolved, the council directs staff to review the feedback received from residents in a letter dated May 22nd, 2024, as per the accessible feedback provisions included in the municipality's accessibility plan, and to report to council through its annual submission of the plan. So on an annual basis, staff considers feedback that is received from the community on accessibility throughout our facilities and parks.
okay, does anybody have any questions? Okay. Go ahead, Mayor.
It's just,
Madam Mayor.
it should be noted that every year we make a lot of good work towards bring more accessibility. And to this year, what is planned is at the beach where a hard packed surface from the parking lot down to the beach, where then there will be a rubber mat put down so that people with wheelchairs or some of our seniors who have walkers can actually walk down to the beach instead of that bumpy land that we have right there. So there is some progress made, and that was, I believe, one of the suggestions that was in the letter. So kudos to our rec staff that's going to make that happen. So we are doing work, and it's positive work, and we're trying to meet as many accessible needs as possible in our municipality within our budgets.
Thank you for that update, Mayor Pajot. So that's it, I guess, for that.
Maybe just to mention, so the residents who address council will be notified of the process that's going to be taken and invite them to consult with staff on those initiatives.
Okay, thank you. So 8, we have a resolution to adopt the items in the consent agenda. I need a mover and a seconder. Counselor Willie and Counselor Bob.
Be it resolved, the council approves the items of the consent agenda under sections 8.1 and receives the items under section 8.2 and 8.3.
All those in favor? Thank you. So there are no items separate from the consent agenda. We have no notices of motions, and we'll go on with announcements and inquiries. And we'll start with Counselor Roger.
I have nothing at this time.
Counselor Bob.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few things. I know in your, I saw in the recreation report that Councillor Rogers for his car show, and there's a date involved, July 20th. And kudos, this is going to be a good event and a people bringer to our community, and that's great stuff. Great stuff. Also in your rec report, and you mentioned it, and I have your volunteers and the rec committee did and staff did such a great job with the flowers, Alvin and Noelville everywhere. It looked so great. so many positive comments. I just have to mention it and give you a little star. I know our mayor is going to tell us again about Friday, about the seniors luncheon, so I'll leave it at that. Hearing at that from your committee, Councillor Schneider, that it's moving along at the for the Romaco site, and that's all positive stuff. Might take time, but it's all positive stuff, and it's great news to hear we're on the right path. On Friday, I had the privilege of attending a golf tournament. La Société Économique Ontarienne hosted their second annual Claude Maillet, they don't call it a memorial, but in honor of Claude Maillet. It was a great time. They did great work. His family was present. They donated $1,000 from the previous year's receipts to the Parkinson Society. And it was nice to see. And I'm going to call Claude, well, he is a founding father of the municipality. He was the first mayor, and it was nice to see him honored in such a way. And I did not win the golf tournament. And on that, I just want to thank all our staff. You see him, there's so many projects going on. So people working on roads, people working at the park, doing the flowers, that everything is moving, and all our projects are, and people notice this. Our taxpayers are noticing, and I'll use the phrase of one of our famous councillors. On that, I've said enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bob. Councillor Willie?
Again, I don't want to take the wind out of Mayor Pajot's sail. Just with respects to, I'm looking forward to this Friday. I have nothing further.
Hey, Mayor Pajot, I guess we'll let you speak.
My God. You're both very wonderful. So Friday is all set and just about ready to go. We will be celebrating our seniors. We'll be honoring 3 from the municipality. It'll be Edith Carrière from Monetteville, Lucie Chartrand-Viau from Noëlville, and Lorraine Courchine from Alvin. So those are the 3 that will be those are the 3 that'll be honored. I know you're all coming to help. So your job will be to serve lunch to the seniors so that they don't have to come up. We're expecting between 120 and 130 people to attend. So I'm doing the presentations around 11:45. So luncheon will be served around 1/4 but I certainly encourage you to come before to meet with the seniors that are in your areas of where you know they live, and it'll be I think a lot of fun. We have a lot of donations that came through that will pay for the luncheon. Chris Charon is undertaking the luncheon, and it's going to be amazing. Tomorrow's setup day to do that. Marcetti has generously donated all the bags to put gifts in. So every senior that comes will leave with a gift bag. So we've had different companies give us, and the municipality, of course, is always very generous. And, you know, some gifts to put in there, but more importantly, information. So Edo Senior, Services to Seniors, has a list and pamphlets that lists all the services that are available to seniors. And I think that's really important for them to learn. So, and after the luncheon and during dessert, our pharmacist, Jason Chanel, is going to do a presentation on, it's entitled, Dear Pharmacist, Not Just About Pills. So I think that means he's got more to offer than pills, right? And so it should be very interesting. And then we have some draws for some larger prizes. So very excited. Can't wait to see you all there on Friday. And that's that for that one. Also, I want to echo Tudeni and the volunteers and the staff. The beautification, keep getting compliments on how good those flowers look and how it's, one person said to me, it was uplifting. So I guess that's a good sign, and they're beautiful, and I know it takes a long time, and we're lucky to have dedicated volunteers. So thank you for doing that. And on that note, that's it for me because I think I've spoken enough tonight. What's the line, Bob? Or, oh no, or Willie, what's the line, Willie? That's it. I've said enough. Okay.
Okay, Counselor Dean.
I don't have very much to say because it's all been said already, but I too would just like to comment on the flowers in Albin. Tonight I saw them in the Wellville, but driving through Albin, I've seen them. It really kind of dresses up town as you drive through and see those hanging baskets and everything. Looks nice to see. And they've been doing a lot of nice work around the ACC too in Albin. It looks good, the ballpark and all. Nice to see that kind of thing. And it's as someone has already said, it's kind of uplifting, but better yet, it looks good to people from outside as they come into our community. So congratulations to the volunteers who do that work. I think that's just great. And to our staff, I'll repeat what Bob says. Our staff have been doing a great job. That's all. Thank you.
Counselor Dave?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay. Well, first off, I will say that we are extremely lucky to have staff and the municipality behind all these projects that we've had going on, from the bathrooms and being completed at Joe Chartrand Park and all the work at the park and helping us with delivering hanging baskets and everything else. Along with, we couldn't do any of that without the support of the staff and their help. So thank you very much. We appreciate it a lot. And it does look beautiful. And I think a lot of people also take pride in trying to keep their lawns clean too and add flowers. And so it's nice to see the community come together for that. Just a few things I had, the vendor market has started, which is at the corner. So they have quite a few tables out there. So if you guys have a chance to pop in there between 9 and 1 on Saturdays. I know this weekend, the Horticultural Society will be having their annual plant sale. So if you guys need hostas or any perennials, stop in there. Also, we won't be meeting again until after Father's Day. So to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And because I think that'll come and go before our next meeting. So I think it's important to recognize all the hardworking men and fathers out there. And that's about it for me on that note. Oh, yes, Councillor Roger, go ahead.
Yeah, when I was asked earlier, in the brain freeze there. No, I was thinking of something that happened over the weekend. There was some damage done to the water park and to Wally Lamondon Park. I know the police are involved. I don't know if they have but the issue here just being the damage, and everybody is working very hard to make French River a beautiful place, and it is beautiful. But unfortunately, there's people that will go out of their way trying to ruin it for everybody. But I have to say, a few months ago, I called Councillor Bob, Mr. Earth Day, But today I have to call Jason, Mr. Parks. He was there. Matter of fact, I called him to report it on Monday morning and he was ahead of me on that. He was already looking after it. So again, Jason, thank you very much for your quick response and trying to clean up the mess they left us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So now I believe we are gonna go into closed session. And we will be back after a closed session. We are going into discuss matters about the senior housing. So I need a resolution, Counselor Bob and Counselor Dave, and we will see everybody in a few. Oh, read the resolution.
So be it resolved that the meeting be closed as authorized in the municipal act pursuant to section 239(2)B. Personal matters about an identified individual, including municipal or local board employees, with respect to the selection of members of the public to the French River Senior Housing Board.
Okay, all those in favor? All right, we'll see you after. All right, thank you. We need a mover and a seconder to reconvene. So Counselor Bob and Counselor Roger. All right. You need to read it or are we good to go? Good to go. All right, so we have a resolution to appoint 3 members of council and 4 members of the public to the French River Senior Housing Board. I believe, first, show of interest, maybe? Is that the way we would like to proceed? Okay, so a mover and a seconder, Counselor Dave and Mayor Pajot.
So be it resolved that council appoints the following 3 members of council and 4 members of the public to the French River Senior Housing Board. So we have chosen the 4 members, but council needs to choose the 3 members of council.
Okay, well, we are good to start. So, a show of interest? Okay, so, I believe that Roger, Bob, Giselle, Dave and myself are all interested. I don't know how we'll go about this one. We only need 3, so.
Make a comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Counselor Dave.
I think Giselle should be for sure as on the board. If everybody agrees.
Yeah, I also agree.
Make that unanimous.
So we're down to
So the
2.
3 of us can arm wrestle for the.
I can, I'm okay with stepping down because I do work for where the loan is coming from, so I can step down and maybe next term I'll put my name to step on board. So yeah. Counselor Bob?
I'd just like to say, I'm very interested in this board. I'm not gonna start saying, well, I've been here long, but blah, blah, blah. I think, there's a lot of work involved. I believe I would, be good at, I hate selling myself. God, damn that. We're in public. But, no, I would really like to be on this board. I'll leave it at that.
Counselor Roger?
I will back Bob on that and I will withdraw.
Okay. Bob, Dave, do you accept?
I do.
And should you decide you're too busy, you know, you could come back and we can replace you. Just hint, hint, if it gets to be too much work. Okay.
Okay, so I will reread the motion.
Yes.
So be it resolved that council appoints the following 3 members of council and 4 members of the public to the French River Senior Housing Board. So we have 4 members of the public who are Nicole Bisaillon, Les Lisk, Paul Maillet, and Denis Prévost. And the members of council will be Counselor Bob Prévost, Counselor Dave Viau, and Mayor Giselle Pajot for a total membership of 7.
Okay, all those in favor? Well, this is pretty exciting now that we have board members. We're heading in the right direction and a little update for us, maybe. Go ahead, Mark, or Giselle, whichever one first.
Just an update. We've been in communication with the contractor. They've asked for a pre-construction meeting to be held next Wednesday. And you should be seeing some mobilization on the site in the next couple days as well. Okay.
Are we gonna have like a groundbreaking, like?
We're-
No, we don't have to wait a year till. it's-
No.
When the shovel goes in the ground.
We are planning on doing something with all the other files we're working on. That's the next on our list to try to coordinate a little groundbreaking ceremony of some kind.
That's so exciting. All right, Mayor Pajot, go ahead.
I just wanted to make a comment that the members of the public that applied, I wanted to thank them sincerely. All of the applicants were outstanding applicants and because they were so outstanding, they made our job as council to pick and choose who would sit on the board. So thank you to all the applicants and congratulations to the board members. Thank you.
All right. So I need a motion, a mover and a seconder to adopt the confirmation bylaw. Counselor Dave and Counselor D.
Be it resolved that bylaw 2024-25 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at the meeting held on on June 5th, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed.
All those in favor? And I need a resolution to adjourn. Counselor Bob and Counselor Roger. Thank you very much for joining us.
Favor.
All those in favor?